Hi, I am doing another book video. I finished this 2 days ago and I had to because my waitlist I my copy of the new Hunger Games book arrived at my library, so I was like, I need to finish this one before I go pick it up, which is I'm in the parking lot right now. There's no identifying features except for whatever that car is. Okay, this book, City of Beasts. Is that what that says? By Corrie Wang. So I read this book because a few years ago, um, this YouTuber called Dylan is in Trouble. He said that his friend wrote this book and he read it and helped, I don't know, edit it or like just helped her or something. And then he said something about like, oh, I could, potentially be in the movie or the audiobook or something like that. So I put it on my waitlist on the Libby app and like I never got around to it, and then recently I was like, I'm gonna do like physical books instead of just digital books, and then like I finally like got to it and I read it and I have notes. Okay, the premise of this book, and it's like in the front cover, so like no spoilers right now, is there there was a nuclear, oh gosh, that's bright, there was a nuclear boom boom, and then everyone became sterile, and then the women, and like I think the men were like trying to capture the women. There was like this breeding thing. They were trying to figure out which women were not sterile, which, as a woman, it's very scary to think about like they're gonna catch you and test you, so the women kind of like left, kind of separated from the dudes, and so they're living on like this one island, and it's in the city of Buffalo. So the women are like over here, and this is Buffalo, the city. So this is like the pre, what do you call like the first chapter? It starts with the main character and her kid brother, who is like only 5 years old, and which means like somebody actually gave birth, even though the Fallout thingy was like 17 years ago, I think. So the main character's name is Glory, short for Gloria, and then her brother 25, that is his like citizen numbers, and they didn't give him a real name. And then in the prequel chapter thingy, he gets kidnapped by the men, and then Glory and her bestie Sue, spelled S-U, goes to try to go save him. They like infiltrate the city of beasts to try to get him back. And so like it's in the first chapter, and I was like so mad. So like I love reading because it brings you to a different world. You get to experience different things in the safety of your own safe home, right? But I also hate when they use like words that like I don't know what that word means unless I keep reading. There are two words that are used a lot: fees, F-E-E, and beasts, like beasts. Fees means female, beast means men who are beastly, so they're dudes. So they like kind of stopped using males and females. They use fees and beasts. All from like, this is like the women's point of view, and then the men call the girls like nags. The story is basically Glory and Sue, they go into the city, and then they almost get captured, but then some guy helps them. His name is Sway. And then so this book is like, I don't know, the words aren't that big, but they're also not that small, and it's like really thick. The chapters are very dense. Like I think it feels like she wrote this book in hopes of making it into a movie, because there's a lot of description for every little detail. And like moving on to the spoilers section, the main like male lead, his name is Sway, and like you can already tell like that's gonna be the romantic lead, because she like feels butterflies about him, and she's never like met a dude before. And then there's like another guy that's introduced. His name is Reason, and he's described as like super hot, and I keep wishing like, oh, like what if there's a plot twist and like he becomes the romantic lead, and like they've got like some chemistry. She's like super attracted to him, but like, there's like there's like love, and then there's like attraction. So like she's super attracted to Reason, who's super hot, and I keep like I'm like, "Ah, please choose him, please choose him," but then like obviously she chooses, you know, the male lead who's like with her the whole entire time. We later find out everyone just is not Chinese and doesn't know that his name is pronounced shui, which is water in Chinese. And like I was really like thrown off by the fact that everyone's names is just like an object or like a thing. Like I know like names are made up words or whatever, but like they use words like, okay, Glory, her name is Gloria, which is fine. Sway is straight, which is water, which is, you know, who names their kid water. Reason, someone named their kid Reason. There's someone named Comma, like a comma. There's someone named Mouse. There's Rage, Chia, Motor, and Breaker. These are just the ones I wrote down, and I'm like, okay, I guess it's futuristic that they're using these kind of names, so it's like less like of this world, but it still kind of bothered me. So basically, like this book is just about like there's a separation of men and women. The little boy gets kidnapped. The main girls go into the city, and then they find like boys aren't that bad. And then a lot of science and other things ensue. There's like a conspiracy theory that was like proven false or proven true or whatever, and like I don't want to give it away, but like I feel like the ending was semi-satisfactory, but the book itself was really long, and it took me a while to get into it. And then like a lot of stories, once you get into the action, you can't put it down. And then the ending, I was happy with the ending, but like getting to it, I was a little frustrated. And then there's like this whole tower, it's called the fortress or fortitude or something, of like children that were created, and none of them have personalities, but like one of them who does have personality keeps saying duh, and it's like we, as of like right now 2025, know that like saying duh to everything is like super rude. I actually had to tell one of my managers at work, like, stop telling people duh, because like that's super rude, and like English isn't her first language and she doesn't know like the nuances of that. But like there's this kid in the story who keeps saying duh to everything, and like I just wanted to punch him in the face, and he doesn't like stop doing that in the like epilogue of the book. Oh, prologue, that's what the first chapter is called. I was just like really frustrated by that. Would I recommend this book? No.
I thought my review for City of Beasts was too mean, and I didn't want to post it by itself, so I'm gonna add 2 more books to this video. I'm going to a wedding next month, and I'm trying something out. This hair, is it okay? I feel like the back is giving Christine Daae from Phantom of the Opera. Like, it's gonna drop, but we'll see. And this wrinkles needs to be unwrinkled. I don't know if this is like a stretch, definitely polyester or nylon or whatever man-made material, but I don't know if it's gonna melt if ironed. I need to ask my mom, or steamed. I need to ask my mom for help for that. But I'm trying something out. It's got this on the back. That's why like I need to do an updo, but I don't want to do an updo because it's just like wearing a bun, which is kind of boring. I just might do like a curled ponytail, but I'm trying things out. So I read Sunrise on the Reaping in one day. I think full actual reading time, I forgot to time it because I was helping my mom out with stuff, so I kept like getting distracted and I didn't have my phone on me. Full like active reading time, I think it took between 8 to 10 hours. But like in reality, from beginning to end, I didn't go to sleep until 5 a.m. and I started around like noon. But first, I'm going to talk about something that's harrowing. This is something I read yesterday. It's called The Comeback by Lily Chu. And I also read it in one day. So this one I read on Friday, I think. This one I read Sunday. And okay. So Lily Chu is like an Asian author, and her other book that she wrote that I loved was called The Stand-In. and that was like a prince and the pauper, kind of like famous person and non-famous person, a commoner. They trade places, and then they live each other's lives, and hilarity ensues and romance, blah blah blah. And then this one, so I was like, I love that book, and it wasn't like smut. There was romantic elements. This one is it's a very self-insert fan fiction. Um, if anybody read fan fiction back in the day or now, again, it's not smut, it's romantic. And like the main characters, they kiss like a third into the book, and I'm like, what's the rest of it about? And obviously there's like drama. There's same with all romantic stories, books these days, is they get together and everyone's like eek, and then some misunderstanding or something comes up, and then they break up and they don't talk to each other, and everyone just feels kind of like fuzzy and heartbroken inside, and then they reconcile in the end. I feel like I would like, I mean, people would be angry, so they would never publish it, but like if they didn't end up together in the end, and like it was just like an empty, it's more realistic to real life, where it's like the one that got away vibes. I feel like that would not be published, or not in the genre of books that I like to read, so I would never find it. It's very good. Recommend it. It's fun. It's she meets a K-pop star, and I don't partake in K-pop or anything, but like it made me kind of like giddy, kind of reading it, and I was like, imagine if that happened. I feel like that's the reason that this book got made, because like so many people would be like, because how many of us went to concerts back in the day, like, oh, Nick Jonas is gonna see me on the stage and fall in love with me and ask me to go backstage, like how many of us felt that way about stars that we went to go see in concert? So like this actually happened because it was her roommate's cousin, and like she didn't know he was a K-pop star. He was in hiding, and she didn't follow K-pop. And then that's exciting. So like I enjoyed it. They were like a third into it, I was like flapping my arms, going like, oh my god, oh my god. Read that, it makes you happy. This, on the other hand, does not make you happy. Spoilers. The premise is, this is the book of Haymitch's Hunger Games, and basically what we find out in this book is Haymitch's birthday is July 4th, which is Reaping Day, and he's dating someone who is related to Lucy Gray Baird. I need to read that one. I decided I have to read that one after reading this, because I only watched the movie of Songbirds, but Haymitch's girlfriend is related to Lucy Gray, so when Haymitch gets picked, President Snow is very angry at him, and basically this book makes you need to rewatch Hunger Games 2. But definitely you need to rewatch Hunger Games 2. But you also need to want to rewatch part of Hunger Games 1. Like, I'm gonna watch all of them, but I can't find where they are right now, so I haven't watched it yet, and it's been like 3 days since I finished this book. But Haymitch's best friend is Katniss's dad. I think you find that out in like chapter 2 or chapter 3, and then the last page of chapter 6, the first page of chapter 7, made me put down the book to cry. I mean, like, Haymitch is crying too, but Mags, the old lady from the second Hunger Games movie / book, I read the books, but I don't remember them. Mags, the old lady who can't talk, is Haymitch's mentor, and so is Wires. Wires is if you guys remember, in the second Hunger Games, there was BTs and Wires. She was like the skinny one who kept saying tick-tock, tick-tock. She was like the one who was a little crazy. And then at the end, you kind of find out that both of those two mentors were tortured, and that's why they were the way they were in catching fire. And then on the first day of training, there's this cute little kid that runs up to Haymitch and was like, "You want to be on the same team?" And then later, you find out that kid is BT's son. And if you remember BT, he's the guy with the glasses that Katniss wanted to alliance with. He was the bolts and wires. He was the bolts guy. And basically his son was reaped because he tried to go against the Capitol, and he was forced to mentor his own son, and knowing full well that his son wasn't going to survive this. So the special thing for Haymitch's Hunger Games, which is the 50th anniversary, so it's one of the quarter quells, is that there's double the tributes. And one of his fellow tributes of District 12 is Maylee, I think was her name. And she is the original owner of the Mockingjay pin. I feel like this book, just if you just put those little nuggets on like a document and just gave it to someone like me who like loved the Hunger Games movies and like I read all the books, but don't remember them as much as the movies. If you just gave those things to someone like me, they're just gonna cry. Haymitch's girlfriend is Lucy's descendant. One of the other tributes from District 12 was the original owner of the Mockingjay pin. BT was one of the mentors in Haymitch's Hunger Games. Mags and Wires were Haymitch's mentors. Katniss's dad is Haymitch's best friend. Like, just those 5 little facts. I mean, those are all spoilers, but who cares? Like, this is a prequel. We know what happens, but like, those 5 little details, 5 little nuggets of details is like, oh my god, this is the best one. And it definitely feels like, you know how like the Potter books, how she keeps releasing like little nuggets of facts, but they're not in the books because she didn't make prequels. Those little like things that she keeps releasing, and people are like, oh yeah, that's canon or it's not canon. Like there's arguments, but like she, the official author, is releasing them. But I feel like she's only releasing those things to be relevant. Meanwhile, like this book kind of just ties everything together, and who knows, maybe she said it, but I don't really look at interviews online. Maybe she said like she had this in thought when she wrote the other 3, but like she didn't just like bring them up just to be like, ooh, sprinkle so people will read my books to stay relevant. No, she made it all full circle. And the fact that Haymitch also blew up the arena, which is what Katniss did in the second one, like it shows like they've all been trying this whole entire time, and the Capitol did a very, very good job in hiding it. Like hiding, it's all about propagandas and stuff, and like we know what the Capitol symbolizes. Not symbolizes, it's literal, but like what the Capitol means and stuff in terms of like modern day. This is the best Hunger Games story, and I can't wait for the movie. I think I'm going to reread it before I return it. I do want like everyone on the waitlist to get it, but I've only had the book for like 5 days, and I think you can check it out for 3 days or 3 weeks. So like, I think I'm gonna reread it. I'm also on the waitlist for the audiobook because I want to hear it. I wish I could like listen to the audiobook and read this at the same time, but I'm gonna take what I can get. But like, read this.